Brawl Stars on its surface seems like a pretty simple game. I'm expecting newer people to Brawl Stars would be thinking that when they first download it. However, with its simple exterior, it does a phenomenal job masking the secrets that lie beneath it. And of course, Brawl Stars being a part of my life for going on 6 years now, you all already know your boy knows a fair share of its secrets. So today I present to you 12 secrets that you might not know about Brawl Stars. So a little bit more than 2 months ago, we ended up making a video highlighting some of these secrets within Brawl Stars, specifically 15 of them. And I've got to say, some of them I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't know about, but I tried to take a more surface level. However, today I'm doing my absolute best to surprise some of you guys out there with these 12. So, hey, I want to turn this into a fun little game. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below how many of these secrets you knew of before watching this video. The very first secret has everything to do with our good friend Buzz. Now, it's pretty much so a meme at this point, and I'm sure we're all generally aware of this fact, that Buzz is one of the most unchanged brawlers in this game, to the point where it's kind of getting suspicious. I know time flies, but believe it or not, Buzz is coming up on his 2nd year anniversary being released here inside of Brawl Stars, being officially released on June 16th of 2021. Now, with that in mind, it becomes quite interesting to know that Buzz has only had one balance change in his entirety in this game. And it was only a slight health tweak. Now, that's not the most insane thing. That can just be chalked up to Buzz being a very balanced brawler. But what's more perplexing about Buzz, to the point where a lot of people are starting to raise their eyebrows, is the fact that Buzz is the only member of his family. It is very rare to see a brawler family not getting additional brawlers added to it for this amount of time, to the point where it seems like it's getting somewhat intentional. I'm sure we're all well aware of the countless theories that have been coming up for the last few updates that Buzz very well could be a center point of these updates that have just recently come out, with a brawler being added to his family. It just makes sense to theorize that because he's had a vacant family for such a long time. But the fact that he hasn't had a brawler added to his family for such a long time, almost 2 years now, has made people try to question why. One of the most interesting things I've been seeing coming out from the community as a good reason why is, if you guys didn't know, Buzz has been embroiled with a lot of Star Park lore and mystery on the back end of Brawl Stars. Buzz's release was almost synonymous with the standstill of the starpark.biz website over here. Now, I'm not saying we got additional photos very often over here, but with that Summer Splash update that Buzz arrived in, we got a ton of new photos that literally gave us info of Buzz's arrival here. Quite honestly, the only time a brawler was sneak peeked over here on the starpark.biz website in terms of photos might be a reason why he doesn't have a brawler fitting into his family. Might not be one for one, but an eerie connection I wanted to point out with all of you guys, and maybe an explanation why we haven't had a brawler within his family in almost 2 years now. Breaking away a little bit from the eeriness of Star Park and a little bit of lore when it comes to Brawl Stars, I next want to go over a really interesting element that some people have caught onto that I would deem a secret, and that is hidden experience levels still being processed by Brawl Stars. As you guys can see here, within one of the most recent updates, we had a change to the experience levels and how it's displayed on your account. So we don't have a traditional level 275 anymore. But what people have come to realize is we still are getting invisible experience levels in the game, even though it's not showing up here. A perfect example can be seen with my main account, the account that I play on the most. I'm level 275 as stated here. But when you take a look at the Supercell ID account switcher menu here, it shows the experience level is different. I am technically level 279, 4 levels higher than what is being displayed in game. So there's ghostly experience levels being added here. Moving along to one that I just recently came across that honestly blew my mind here, and that has everything to do with Ricochet's old model before it was changed some time ago. Now, if you guys didn't know, Rico was one of the beginning cast members when the game was first released, not a brawler being released with an update. And with that in mind, what we're about to talk about next is insanely interesting. A lot of people noticed a key feature on Ricochet's old model here, here, and that is his scarf, specifically the details on it. Several people pointed out that some of the designs on his scarf resemble the outline of a gadget almost one for one, with the 4 different half circles on each edge and a circle in the middle vacant of the design of each gadget that we come and know here in the game. So knowing that Rico is going on 6 years old at the point that I'm recording this video, and the fact that gadgets were first released on March 14th of 2020 would imply that there is a possibility that Ricochet's old skin was sneak peeking or Easter egging these abilities to come out years later. It sounds almost too much to believe, so I wouldn't blame you to being skeptical about this, but dude, what else would these designs be? It is pretty much a one for one. Moving along to our next secret here, and the subject of said secret is our trashy friend, Ash. Now, Ash was a subject of our last secret video that we did a couple months ago, and that was in regards to his blue skin, basically implying that he's not a human. Now, since then, I've been seeing a lot of really interesting theories that Ash could be a dragon. And I don't think it's just because of the Krampus Ash skin. I mean, have you really even thought about this skin somewhat deeply? I know it kind of matches the vibe of this skin, but dude, what do dragon horns, dragon claws, dragon tails have to do with a present skin? It's almost as if Ash is showing some of his true colors sprouting out throughout the skin. While on top of that, we have an interesting tail popping out of the back here, which of course just goes along with the skin itself, but helping to add to this, we also have a door here on the default skin of Ash that is in place where a tail possibly could be locked away. Also adding to this really interesting theory, I think it's very important to point out that Ash was released during the update where we were in the midst of fairy tales, castles, and a medieval time where a dragon would definitely fit. And also it would kind of, I guess, be an explanation as to some of his intricacies in the game, such as eating trash. You guys will have to let me know what you're thinking about that. I found it super interesting. Our next secret here involves 2 different brawlers in this game, and I'm suspecting some of you guys will be well aware of these details, but I wouldn't blame you because it has things to do with Star Park, WKBRL, and Spewed. Terms and ideas that I feel like we haven't really thought of in quite some time. But what we're going to be talking about with this secret is Spewed. A basic rundown of what Spewed is they are the good guys, the people who are fighting against Star Park and their corporation, coined by Kairos, an acronym for Star Park Union of Distressed Employees. But the subject of this secret are some of the key members of Spewed, specifically 2 of them which I believe to be pretty much so the leaders of this movement or organization. It is said that Amber is the one responsible for the somewhat destruction of Star Park, setting it ablaze with her fire when we at the time started hearing sounds on the WKBRL of fire and chaos. And it is also said that on the other hand, another key member, and I would say one of the leaders of Spewed, being Pam, is the one that created the WKBRL livestream, or at least had a huge part in distributing it or the maintenance behind it. And if you don't believe me, I actually was sent a roll of Spewed stickers here, and there's a very important detail on each and every one of these stickers confirming their affiliation. And that is these details in the lower left-hand corner of each sticker in the light blue. We have 1 fire in the top left and number 2, a wrench in the lower right-hand corner. The fire resembling Amber and the flames, and a wrench resembling Pam, while at the same time there is a third detail, an olive branch in the middle of the 2. 2 of them are on fire. And if you guys didn't know, olive branches are a symbol of peace, almost as if setting fire to these symbols of peace shows that they aren't standing for Star Park anymore and they are revolting against it. Moving along to our next secret that I find incredibly interesting, and that is somewhat related to the figureheads of Brawl Stars. Basically, when we think of Brawl Stars as a game, there are a few face brawlers that come to mind that represent the game itself. Brawlers such as Shelly, Colt, and I would make arguments for even Spike that pop up a lot when it comes to advertisements and the face of Brawl Stars in promotional things. But did you know there seems to be somewhat of a secret figurehead for Brawl Stars that I'm sure a lot of you guys weren't aware of, and that is Bibi. Now, it's pretty much so reoccurring at this point that the Brawl Stars dev team likes to promote significant things being released, whether it's games, movies, and then represent that universe with a Brawl Stars touch. We've seen this pop up several times now. One of the more recent one was to announce or celebrate the newest Spider-Man movie coming out, where it was adapted to a Brawl Stars theme to celebrate that occasion. But why I believe Bibi is somewhat turning into a secret face of Brawl Stars, or some other agenda behind Bibi here going on, is just how many times Bibi pops up in these types of photos here. We see a cyberpunk Brawl Stars-esque photo with Bibi as the main subject. We have the John Wick one where she isn't a main subject but still there. We've got this one here, once again not a main subject but popping up. We've got a more recent one celebrating the release of the newest Zelda game coming out where she is the main subject. We've got this one, the newest example of Bibi taking center stage with these types of photos celebrating Diablo. It's incredibly interesting, and it's hard to come up with a reason why she is the one that the Brawl Stars dev team likes to depict in these types of photos, the main subject of them. Possibly a different motive or influence or significance with Bibi here in this game, and maybe in the Brawl Stars universe. But our next secret, I got a feeling, is going to surprise some of you guys out there, and that was a crazy prediction, or possibly an Easter egg of a new brawler coming out way back in the day. I think this takes the cake for the earliest Easter egg for a brawler that would come out way down the line, and that was when the Otis update was announced. An update that was quite a long time ago released this fun photo to try to piece together some of the sneak peeks for the Brawl Talk that would be releasing the very next day. And several people noticed here recently this graffiti on the wall: watching you. Now, I'm not 100% certain if this is a correlation or not, but it is pretty uncanny. And that very well could be an Easter egg for one of the newest brawlers he released in Brawl Stars, RT, where of course his key thing is watching over Brawl Stars. He is manning the security cameras within Star Park, and even in his description we see, "Lost in Star Park? No worries, friend. RT is watching you." No, he's watching over you. Yes, that, totally. So seeing one for one that catchphrase popping up correlated with RT is nuts, seeing this pop up so long ago. Moving along to a little bit more of a fun secret, I would say, and that's the subject of two different videos I've made here on this channel in the past, and the topic of videos that I've seen countless times pop up in the community, and that is brawler face reveals. A really interesting topic, and up until this point, completely hypothetical and made up. Basically taking a look at different artworks made by the community and adaptations to what someone's face might look like if they didn't wear like a mask or an article of clothing covering up their face. But where this secret lies is, believe it or not, the Brawl Stars dev team technically face revealed El Primo in a secret fashion. I mean, what's more secret than El Primo's secret face, always covered up by that mask? Well, it was kind of released, at least officially, from the Brawl Stars dev team themselves within an animation that was present within the RT Brawl Talk announcing his release. In the animation, we saw RT spying or surveilling several of the brawlers within Star Park, and we saw this scene with El Primo looking at himself in the mirror. Then the next scene, he's about to take off his mask, and we were given this with his face blurred out. We can actually see some official details of what El Primo might be like. For example, he has a mustache, he has black hair, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I just found it so dang funny that they decided to put this in here. We finally get a somewhat official glimpse of what Primo might look like with different colors and pixels. I think I would be wrong to not include this crazy secret within this video here today, even though I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware that this was a thing. But that is Project Laser, probably the most famous secret when it comes to Brawl Stars, one that the Brawl Stars dev team wanted us to find out. But again, what's more secret than a secret game within Brawl Stars, a game within a game? What ended up happening so long ago when this worked was there was a countdown on 8-bit when you would tap him repeatedly, counting down from 8, of course, because of 8-bit, and then we got a blue screen that launched us into the game within a game, Project Laser. It was a collection of different games that basically explored the inner mind of 8-bit and how it related to Star Park and interesting topics such as that. It was so dang crazy. Definitely a famous secret here in Brawl Stars. Our next secret was a specific event that might shock you, and that was a potential for people to get a free legendary brawler, specifically Leon. Now, getting a free legendary here in this game is pretty much so unheard of. I believe this was one of the only times we possibly could get a free legendary brawler. I think there was another time where it was an award for a tournament or something like that, like a legendary skin, but this one definitely stood out the most to me. The way that people were unlocking Leon for free was in the form of getting a Leon skin, specifically Shark Leon. In a video that I made over 3 years ago now at the point that I'm recording this video, arguably during a time where legendaries were much more sought out and valuable. But the way it went down, though my memory is pretty sparse from that time, but I believe there were several different creators live streaming, hosting a giveaway for these Shark Leon skins. And if you guys aren't aware how it works, if you don't have Leon in your possession and you were to win this giveaway getting the Shark Leon, you would unlock Leon and then receive Shark Leon second, so a way to unlock a legendary brawler for free. Now, we see these giveaways happen a lot nowadays with updates being released where a skin is given to creators to give to you guys in the form of a giveaway. And of course, if you don't have that brawler unlocked and you receive the skin, unlocking the skin from your inbox, you would receive the brawler. However, I would say more times than not, that skin is going to be belonging to a brawler of lower rarity. If you just take a look back at some of the most recent skins being released with these giveaways, they are very low rarity brawlers, much like Banana's Colt, or another recent skin giveaway, Alley Cat Bull, being a rare brawler. I think the highest rarity skin giveaway that I can remember was with the Brawl Stars World Finals, the most recent one with the Rage Quit Tara skin. If you happen to get enough points for this skin and didn't have Tara, you get a free mythic. Of course, we have different events for free epic brawlers and stuff like that. Through challenges, we've been able to unlock pretty high rarity brawlers, but dude, it is so rare to be given an event for a free legendary through any means, whether it's a skin giveaway, a challenge, or anything like that. So I found it somewhat notable, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys don't even remember of the event where a lot of people in this game right now have a free Leon in their possession. Our next two secrets are ones that were found in the community here recently that I found super interesting and wanted to share with all of you guys. We have a post over here on Reddit by Marwin Blue, posted 42 days ago, taking notice of a secret skin set inside of Brawl Stars. I'm sure we're all well aware, most of the time when a new skin is being released, it is released within a skin set that resembles a certain theme around it. This happens almost all the time, to the point where if a skin is released and isn't a part of a family, several people theorize that an update will come out to support that family. But this user noticed that there could be a potential secret skin set in the game, and that are the Beatles skins. 3 different skins that fit, I would say, in this secret family that were released separate from each other. And Marwin also noticed that there are a ton of different examples of this here in the game. We have Big Cat, Zombies, Greys, Kings, Pink Bunnies, Star, Los Ponchos, Skeletons, Ghosts, Animal Abuse, Demons, Foods, and I'm sure the list goes on and on. I guess that's just kind of what you would come to expect from so many different skins for so many different brawlers being released. There has to be some overlap, but I found it quite interesting if you ask me. And then the final secret here in this episode today, our 12th secret, found by an individual inside the community on this Twitter page, which honestly, I'm such a huge fan of this person's Twitter, but they ended up noticing in a recent update theme, playable theme in-game, the Star Park Factory or the Robot Factory, that there were some really interesting Brawler Memorabilia on the conveyor belts. We have one for Brock, Jesse, Ems, Chester, Fang, Piper, Piper, Belle, and Buster. Now, definitely a really interesting secret detail, I would say, within this update's theme, and in most update themes, there are really interesting details along the borders of the playable theme itself, but this one really made me think quite hard about it, because if you really think about the nature of the Robot Factory update, is that's where the robots are being built. And seeing that it seems to have some affiliation with Star Park producing these robots, it's quite eerie knowing that they are either producing these things for each of these brawlers, or they are just pieces of those brawlers that were collected to some degree or for some reason. Maybe those brawlers were like captured by Star Park or something like that, and those aspects of their character were taken from them. It's incredibly eerie no matter what way you look at it, and super interesting, to the point where I've definitely pondered these photos for quite some time, trying to find connections. Why are each of these brawlers popping up within the Robot Factory with some of their equipment? What could it all mean? Are they connected? Or is it just a silly detail that really doesn't mean a whole lot? Whatever it is, I thought it was interesting enough to put in this video here today. A really interesting secret element in one of the Brawl Stars environments. But there you have it, everyone. 12 different Brawl Stars secrets that I hope at least a few of them surprised you or you weren't aware of. Be sure to let me know the ones that ended up tripping you up here in this episode today. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you all in the next one. Adios and take care.